And McOsker won unanimous decision in the semifinals, so he'll be looking to do the same here against Choe.
We'll go to John Thompson, JT in the ring here for introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, representing the 154-pound weight division, in the blue corner, a junior from Kona, Hawaii, and St. Edwards Hall, Sunoh, What Is This? I Don't Even Choe. And in the gold corner, a freshman hailing from San Pedro, California, and Fisher Hall, Garrity Biscuit McOsker.
.154, Choe McOsker. Fourth bout of the night here on UND.com, Fighting Irish Digital Media exclusive coverage of the Bengal Bout Championships. The men touch gloves, and this is turning out to be an exciting matchup.
Although Choe is a junior, this is his first year boxing, so we have two inexperienced boxers here with a first year and a freshman. Nevertheless, they're really talented.
Both men come out with a great display of speed and agility here to open round number one up. McOsker, a few shots to the body there, and then they come out of the clinch. McOsker, Biscuit lands a quick one, but a good response here from Choe. And these two here, not a lot of defense in this one, just slugging it out. McOsker goes to the clinch here to slow this down.
And that's what you'll see a lot of times in young boxers, is that they forget about the defense and they just keep slugging it out. And hopefully, if they tune things up here a little bit, we'll see a little better defense from both of them.
Choe, a big right hand there lands on the chin of McOsker. Good left jab here, finds a mark for the counter from Choe. And this is a slugfest, folks. Back and forth blows landing on both parties. The crowd getting into this one a little bit.
One thing that Choe's doing especially well is he's very light on his feet. You can see how quickly he's moving around.
Talked about that stance earlier. It's all about balance for the boxer. Talk about the defense. Defense comes down really to awareness. Constant defense relies on constant movement. McOsker, lands a big right there.
And we got about 15 seconds to go.
Ref here steps in. Fighters touch gloves. No, let it all out here for about 5 more seconds. The bell there signifies the end of round one. And that one, another close round to call.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure who I would score that particular one for, because it was even the whole way through, and they were both landing a lot of punches, and a lot of that came from the lack of defense on both parties. So if I were going to say anything positive out of that one, especially for Choe, was he was great on his feet. McOsker landed some solid rights, and I think he's got to continue with those hooks. And he had some really good straights in that round, and the two of them maybe should focus a little bit on their defense, focus on dodging some punches, but overall it was a very close round. Hard to say who won it.
I think what I liked from McOsker, though, in that first round is he landed a lot of punches there to the body, and we saw the two boxers here end up in the clinch, and McOsker using it to his advantage and landed a couple shots to the rib cage of Choe here.
That's an excellent point. Eventually that will wear on Choe, especially with these longer 2-minute rounds.
We saw fatigue play a factor in the last bout. We'll play one in this one. Here's round number 2, McOsker, Choe. 154 championship bout. Both men here taking their time, feeling each other out. Big right hand though from Choe, and he follows it up with a right uppercut. Good combination there for the junior from Hawaii. McOsker doing a good job of standing his ground. Referee steps into this one here. Both fighters here doing a good job of keeping their head up in this one. They commented on the defense. The two young men doing a fantastic job of holding their ground. Good uppercut there from McOsker, finds a span. Choe absorbing some shots, but not backing down in this one.
And I think we're seeing improved defense here in the second round. They probably got it mentioned by their corners, and we're seeing improvement, which is great to see from both boxers.
Choe's caught McOsker. McOsker starting to bleed a little bit from the nose. No blood time stoppage yet so far. Good right hand there from Biscuit McOsker.
And that was one of those big punches that could win him the round.
Choe responds, though, with an uppercut of his own that finds his spot. EMT's going to step in on this one as they wipe the blood off Choe's hand. And still, I really like what I see from Biscuit McOsker with the body shots. Fighters touch glove here as we come to home stretch in round number 2. Good 2-3 combination there from Oscar. Doesn't find a home, but it keeps Choe on his heels. Good opening, good counter punching here from the junior. Choe, as his jabs find a home there too. Choe, a couple body shots of his own there in that flurry. Both guys resorting to the clinch here to slow things down as we come down the home stretch in round number 2. Chance of Biscuit fill the Joyce Center here. The freshman making his mark here in the championship bout. And Ronnie, that was another close one. I mean, that's really too close to call. We're going to have to wait for the judges score it.
Your guess is as good as mine there, Ryan, because it was back and forth the whole way. Anytime we saw a good punch from McOsker, it was countered with a good one from Choe. Anytime we saw something from Choe, McOsker came right back. So this is what you expect out of a finals round bout. It's very close, very competitive, and it's a great boxing match.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have said it better, Ronnie. Both boxers landing big blows in that one, but you know, it was McOsker would land one, Choe would land one. As we mentioned a few times throughout the round, the defense was a little tighter, it was a little crisper, and both guys still look pretty light on their feet, so you got to wonder if fatigue will become a factor in this one.
I would have thought it may have, especially for Choe with McOsker getting in those body shots you mentioned, but we haven't seen it yet. He's got one more round to go, so if he can hold it up, I think that's going to be a really strong point for him.
Choe knocked off Keegan Summers in the semifinal. Garrity McOsker in a unanimous decision knocked off Joel Havaldi to advance to the finals. And McOsker comes out swinging. Biscuit landing some big combinations, but Choe refusing to back down. Good uppercut with the right hand for Choe there. And that was a big right hand. Lands to the side of the face of Biscuit there. So you got to think McOsker is going to look to slow this one down a little bit. Choe coming out and firing in all cylinders. Good movement here from Choe in this one. Still staying on the heels, moving, great stance.
Neither boxer showing much fatigue, so this is good for both of them here in this late third round.
McOsker, a freshman, Choe, a junior, but his first year participating in the Bengal Bouts. So two young fighters finding their way in the championship, putting on one heck of a display.
Choe perhaps has a little bit of an advantage, though, as his, and that was a good punch there from McOsker. Choe's older brother, Choe, has been participating in Bengal Bouts for a few years, so he may have given him a few pointers.
Of course, we will see Eno in a few bouts there at 165, and Choe unloading. Starting to find a place here against McOsker.
About 20 seconds now for the boxers.
This one been very close, very back and forth. One fighter lands a punch, the other responds quickly. And here's a good combination from Choe. Two quick jab finds their mark against McOsker. And a big uppercut to end the round there for Biscuit McOsker. You got to think in round 3 it might give the slight advantage to the junior Sunoh Choe.
It was a close bout, so close that I wouldn't be surprised if these two happen to weigh in at 154 again next year. We'll see them right back in this same spot because it was a strong performance from both boxers, solid all the way around, and I can't pick a winner here.
We're no experts by any means as the 5 judges turn in their scorecard here. I think you give the 3rd round there to Choe, but that's about it.
I would agree. I think he did a slightly better job there in that 3rd round. He's certainly composed very well throughout the 3rd round, and I was surprised to see that neither of them really fatigued that much. McOsker had a good strategy going to the body, though.
Turn over to JT in the ring here before the announcement of tonight's victor at 154.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner in the 154-pound weight division by split decision from Kona, Hawaii, Sunoh Choe.
So Sunoh, what is this? I Don't Even Choe, the junior from Hawaii and St. Edwards Hall, picks up a title in his first year in the Bengal Bouts competition.